Alright, just had some junk food just to satisfy our want. While we were transiting to Kalgoorlie, I was doing some thinking, because I do that, and we're going to cache 10 litres of fuel out in the bush, and we were going to get that fuel from Rawlinna, but I figured while we're here we might as well get the fuel from here, because firstly it's going to be cheaper, secondly unleaded is going to be in short supply at Rawlinna. So what we'll do is we'll fill up our jerrys here, we'll ride to a place called Xanthus, which is an old siding. There's not much there, it's 200 k's up the road, and by the time we get there it's probably time to bush camp anyway, so that'll give us an opportunity to suss the place out, maybe find a suitable burial site, and that'll be halfway to Rawlinna anyway, so we'll only have a couple of hours of transit tomorrow. So we'll fill up the jerrys here, ride for a couple of hours, and then pull up and take it from there. Does that look good? During every trip there are certain times when I get a bit anxious, and I mean we're about to enter the Badlands now. You know, it's 400 kilometres to destination at Rawlinna, and no support in between here and there, of course. Having said that, a lot of people will be using the Transcontinental Road Access Road to get to Rawlinna with horse floats and everything else, so it could be quite busy. But anyway, you know, we're about as heavily loaded as we're going to get with extra fuel and all, so always anxious moments. Maybe that's a good thing, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, 211 kilometres to Xanthus, so probably 2.5 hours of riding. We'll pull up in enough time to set up camp and have a look around. Access Road, open to all vehicles. That's the super pit in front of us there. Gold mine here in Kalgoorlie. Oh, one of them. Right, this is the end of the blacktop. Trans Access Road is just here. We turn left and start heading east. Trans Access Road, Rawlinna, Nullarbor Muster. So yeah, it's unsealed now for the next, well, you stay on this road long enough and you'll end up crossing the border into South Australia, and then continuing on across towards Sydney or Melbourne. What's going on here? This event generates a lot of interest, so I would expect a bit of traffic on this road. Just don't want to get caught up in their dust trail, that's all. It's got South Australian Bridge on it, so they might be going right the way across, and I'll talk more about that later. I mean, this is a public access road up to a point, and then they don't like you travelling any further east along the railway line. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. It's a great high-speed gravel road when it's dry. Oh, this is mining activity out here. I don't know what they'd be mining here. They are There is an old lime mine at Rawlinna. I think it's been mothballed at the moment. They use lime as part of the processing for gold in Kalgoorlie, I think. So, but I don't know what they're mining out here. I think I'm about to enter a rain band. Probably difficult to see, but straight ahead of me there, it looks like rain. I think it'll be short-lived. I'm not going to suit up. Wasn't forecast. There's a horrible crosswind as well. Very strong. Throws you offline. Gathering up here. Probably nothing we can do for them. Might be just a social chit chat, but I guess the polite thing to do is slow down, less dust. Yeah, just being sociable. Well, this is the old siding of Xanthus. Not much here anymore. And remember I mentioned, back in the day there was all steam, and there's a water tank that would have been used for water storage back in the day. So yeah, that train line goes back a long time. We've passed a lot of other signs along the way, signs like Kurt, there's a couple of others, but all these sidings, other than Xanthus and Rawlinna, all the sidings were named after Australian Prime Ministers. I don't think there's any benefit in hanging around here looking for a campsite. I'm trying to find the road that takes us to Belladonna, but I'm not sure if I'll find it. So we'll find a place to pull up around here somewhere and call it quits for the day. Well, it's early morning. Pardon me. Yeah, we're just going to go and cache this fuel in the bush. We'll dig a hole. The three of us, we've each got 10 litres. We'll put it in the one hole and cover it over in anticipation of coming either in or out this way in August for Desert Raid. And the bottom line is, if you've got to write the fuel off, then so be it. I've stuck some additive in mine because fuel does go off. So I've stuck a bit of additive in it to prolong it. So yeah, we'll find a suitable spot, we'll dig a hole and cache it in the bush here. Alright, well, we've had a late start because of burning the fuel. And to be honest, we've only got a couple of hours of riding until we get to destination. And the first event at the muster doesn't start till 5 PM, so we've got all afternoon to set up. Now, we're currently on the north side of the railway line, and we've got to cross the railway track to get back to the access road. And while we've been waiting, a train has pulled up. It's only a single line between here and the east coast, so my guess is this guy's pulled up because there's another train inbound, and our concern was that he had blocked the crossing. No more than, oh no, he hasn't blocked the crossing, so he's stopped short of the crossing. But my guess is, yeah, he's waiting for another train. As I said, it's only a single track. There we go. So yeah, we'll just pull up here in Xanthus, resupply water, and once we're all together, we'll then start heading east. There used to be a tap at the rear of this building. Yep, there it is. And from memory it's good quality water too, so yeah, we'll fill up our water bottles, wait for the others and then go. Don't know how long it would take him to get up to speed. I mean, this train's, oh, geez, I don't know, could be 1,500 metres long. I don't know how many carriages, but yeah, it would take him a little while to get up to speed, I would think. From here, what we're going to do when we leave, we're going to go just down the road, not very far, and look for the road to Baladonia. That's an unknown to me. None of us have travelled it before, and that's why I brought the smaller bike. But yeah, we're just going to go and get in there a couple of kilometres just to sort of gauge what the condition of the road might be like, and then come back to the access road and yeah, head towards Rawlinna. Well, we're back on the access road now. There was a road that I don't know. This might be it here. Danger. Active exploration. Drive slowly. Use. I could only assume that this is it. Somebody has mentioned before about bull dust and stuff from mining activity, which I found a little bit unusual. Yeah, Baladonia Road South. Okay, so this is the top end. It goes for a couple of 100 k's due south towards Baladonia, which is on the air highway, and I was just looking at this as an option to get out, because nobody likes doing the same roads twice, so I was looking at doing one road in and using other routes, other tracks to get out, but I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. I mean, if it stays like this it'd be fine. A bit of moisture would be a different story, so we just go down here a couple of kilometres, see what it's like, then turn around and start heading back towards Rawlinna. Yeah, I don't think it's going to vary much. There could be some sand, there could be a couple of bulldust holes, but I think in the main it'll just be, you know, fairly reasonable twin track. So we'll find a place to turn around and then start heading back. Just got to find a place big enough for the 1200 to turn around, because a bit hard doing a U-turn on that thing. Alright, we're back on the access road now, or about to. While we were packing up our camp, we heard a lot of road movement on this road. Everybody heading towards the rodeo. Might have to put up with some dust, but that's okay. We got all day to get there. At least there's a slight breeze, and that'll be blowing the dust off the track. make overtaking a bit easier. Now look at this reckless prick. No, not David, this bloke. Must be in a hurry. Alright, we'll see how we go. I'm not going to take any chances, and if there's 50 vehicles in front of you, you know, overtaking them just ain't worth it. Might as well just sit on 80 k's an hour and follow them in, I think. Play it a bit safe. Anyway, see you on the other side. First responders, that might come in handy. I've just pulled over. We're sort of halfway to Rawlinna, but I've pulled over at a junction. This is called the Cut Road. What it is there's an Aboriginal community miles away from here, but what happens is they use this road from Kalgoorlie to the community. They use this thing called the Cut Road. Usually it's in good shape. The reason I mention that is because this is probably the way we'll go to or come out of Desert Raid. So yeah, this is probably one of the main roads that people are going to use getting to and from, I would think. This is the turn off to, you know, let's call it the showground. Just here. That's why those blokes are going down that way. But we'll just pull up here, regroup, and then I'll take the boys into town so they can sort of orientate themselves and get a lay of the land, and then we'll go in there and set up. Right, this is Rawlinna, not much left. The first time I was here was about 12 years ago, and there was quite a few buildings still intact. The place had only just recently been abandoned then, but yeah, there's not much left anymore. I think it's an outpost for Telstra, telecommunications. They sometimes set up camp out here. The lime mine is through there. This is the only hive of activity now, the train station itself. The India Pacific stops here. The Indian Pacific runs from the east coast through to Western Australia, and what they do is they stop here. I think it's for breakfast and dinner, depending on which way they're going. And they have a buffet meal here. It's, I think they label it their Outback Experience, but yeah, that's the old post office there. I'm not sure whether that's still used for the local landowners and pastoralists. So yeah, not much left of the place anymore. And this was pretty much the last, let's call it a town, the last town to close down on the Transcontinental Railway. The showground's not far, we'll go there now, and I think what they do is they bring in generators, and you know, it's all plumbed for 240 volts using generators and the like. They've got water and showers and stuff, so yeah, we'll make our way there and get set up. Somebody checking passes. You purchase the tickets online. It's costing us $75 for, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That includes camping and showers and access to all that sort of stuff. That'd be a thankless job, wouldn't it? Eh? Hello.
Do you have your ticket or I can search your name? Oh, that's so good. Do you need this one? Have you camped here before?
No.
No? So there's two black water tanks there. There's a shed to the right, that's where the toilets are. Are you with any of the sponsors?
No.
No. So you just park anywhere or camp anywhere on the right there.
Okay.
Fine.
Hey, you're doing a good job.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. No worries.
Sometimes simple things like telling people they're doing a good job is all they need to keep going. We'll just wait for the other cronies. Alright, I don't think we can afford to be too selective on where we camp. I mean, you know, these people in camper vans and the like won't have the same problems we do because they can camp anywhere they like, but we're going to need an open area big enough to put tents down and stuff. So it's going to be a little bit more complicated for us, I think. Might have to just cop it on the chin, I think. We need level ground, you know? Yeah. So, pick a spot, boys. Pick a spot. I'll plonk my arse here. At least I'll only have neighbours on one side. Yeah, this will have to do, I think. It's going to get busy here. Well, it's nearly sunset. The rodeo's actually started. Young kids riding bulls and stuff like that. But Dave and I are just going to slip into town. The Indian Pacific is due in very, very shortly. And remember when I said that they have a dinner here as it transits through to Perth? Well, yeah, it just so happens by coincidence that it's about to arrive in Rawlinna shortly. So we'll go and check it out, eh? Yeah, we're early. I knew that. I just didn't want to get here, I guess. Yeah, and miss the train. So we'll find a place to park, pull over, and just wait, I guess. Well, Dave and I are just having a bit of a crawl over the place. You know, looking at it, it wouldn't take much to mobilise. Well, you know, this building, the post office, I'm not suggesting they would. All the tables and chairs are laid out. They've got festoon lighting strung up everywhere. Obviously all they've got to do is flick a switch. So yeah, the train's due in shortly. In the meantime, like I say, Dave and I will just go crawling around the place, just having a look. This would have been the old station master's. Oh, there you go. I don't make this up. That says Roadmaster. Obviously can't see very well. Yeah, anyway. Well, we've got a train inbound, but in this case it's heading east. It's not the one we're waiting for. Well, there's a couple of locals who actually set up, let's call it a dining room. There's a couple of locals here who've got the job to set it up when the train pulls in, and they've just pulled up and told us the train's running late, very late. About another hour and a half, so we'll go back to the rodeo. We may come out here later on. I don't know. We'll suck it. We'll see. Just had to wave my pass as we go through the gate. All right, I'm going to make my way back into town. And wait for the Indian Pacific. Pretty relaxed atmosphere in there. Grog, food, music. Everybody seems to be enjoying themselves. Bearing in mind it's only the first night, I guess tomorrow night will be a more major celebration. So anyway, we'll go back in town and wait for this train. Got all the party lights on. I guess it's a bit of a pity that they actually get here during the night. Can't sort of get an appreciation of where they are and how remote it is. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Just got to make sure I park the bike out of the way somewhere. Well, the train's inbound. It's only a few minutes away now. Well, the passengers seem to be enjoying the break. I thought it was for a meal, but apparently that's not the case in this case. They're just getting off, warming themselves up by the fire, listening to some music and enjoying a couple of drinks. I hope they enjoy the experience. It's not cheap to travel across Australia by train on the Indian Pacific. I think it's one of those bucket list things that a lot of people want to do. Yeah, good luck to them.
Keep riding, Brandon. Keep going. Keep going. Sit up and ride him, boys. Sit up and ride him. Keep riding. Keep riding. Oh, there you go. There's your first qualified ride for the night.
Oh, that'd be good. You can never have too much petrol unless your bike's on fire, mate. Oh, he's busted an axle. Not much I can do for him. Front wheel just washed out from under me.